Tracker Prime Vexalia had hunted across 17 star systems. Her chitinous armor bore the scars of 100 kills, and her 4 eyes could detect heat signatures through solid rock. The human should have been easy prey. She had been tracking him for 3 planetary rotations across the wilderness moon of Theta 7. Every broken branch, every disturbed leaf, every boot print in the moss told her she was gaining ground. The human was alone, separated from his crashed vessel with no supplies and no backup. The Galactic Council had posted a considerable bounty for his capture. Alive or dead, they hadn't specified which. Vexalia preferred dead. It was cleaner. The trail led her through dense bioluminescent forests where the trees pulsed with purple light. Her prey moved with surprising efficiency for a species that had only discovered faster than light travel 3 decades ago. Still, he was making mistakes, leaving traces, moving in predictable patterns. Or so she thought. As dusk settled over the forest, Vexalia's thermal receptors picked up something unexpected, a campfire. She approached with caution, her plasma rifle charged and ready. Through the undergrowth she could see him, the human sitting cross-legged by the flames, completely exposed. He was doing something with his hands over a makeshift grill constructed from salvaged metal. Was he truly this foolish? This arrogant? Vexalia's mandibles clicked in anticipation. She raised her rifle, targeting reticle centered on his chest. 1 shot, that's all it would take. I wouldn't do that if I were you, the human called out without turning around. I've got about 15 minutes left on this stew, and if you shoot me now, it'll burn. Vexalia froze. How had he known? She had approached from downwind, her footfall silent, her presence masked. You can come out, you know, the human continued, stirring whatever was in the pot suspended over the fire. I've been waiting for you. Your tracking skills are impressive, by the way. Took you longer to catch up than I expected. Confusion warred with professional pride. Vexalia emerged from the foliage, rifle still trained on the human. Up close she could see he was younger than his file suggested. Though with humans it was always difficult to tell. They aged so strangely, so inconsistently. You knew I was following you, she stated, her translator rendering her chittering speech into standard galactic. Since day 1. He finally looked up and she was struck by the calmness in his eyes. Humans had such strange eyes, white sclera, colored irises, tiny pupils. Predator eyes despite their species' claims of being omnivores. You're good, I'll give you that. But humans have been tracking and being tracked for about 2 million years. We invented the game. Then why run? Why not simply surrender? The human laughed, that strange barking sound they made. Who said I was running? I was leading. He gestured to the ground around the campfire. Sit, food's almost ready. Vexalia's threat assessment protocols were screaming contradictions. Every instinct told her this was a trap, yet her scanners showed no hidden weapons, no backup, no explosives. Just a human, a fire, and a pot of cooking food. You expect me to believe you prepared a meal for your pursuer? Why not? The human shrugged. You've been hiking for 3 days straight. I've monitored your rest stops, barely 4 hours of sleep per cycle. Your species requires at least 6 for optimal performance. You're running on fumes, and that makes mistakes. He stirred the pot again. Besides, in my culture we have this thing about hospitality. Even for people trying to kill us. Madness, Vexalia hissed. But she lowered her rifle slightly. Maybe, but here's the thing about humans, we're social creatures. We survived and thrived not because we were the strongest or the fastest. We did it because we cooperated. Because we could turn enemies into allies. Because we understood that breaking bread together could end wars. He ladled thick aromatic stew into 2 bowls made from carved wood. Also, I read your file. Your species is obligate carnivore, right? This is synthesized protein from my emergency rations, mixed with local fungi I've determined are safe. Should be compatible with your biology. The smell was intoxicating. Vexalia's metabolism had been running hot for days, burning through her reserves. The human was right. She was exhausted and hunger was clouding her judgment. This could be poisoned, she said, but her conviction was wavering. Could be. But if I wanted you dead, I had about a dozen better opportunities over the last 3 days. He took a large spoonful from his own bowl, swallowing demonstratively. See, not poisoned. Just good food. Against every bit of her training, Vexalia sat. She kept her rifle across her lap, but she sat. The human handed her a bowl and a crude utensil. The first taste sent pleasure signals cascading through her neural pathways. It was perfect. Rich, savory, the protein synthesized to mimic fresh prey. Why? She asked after several mouthfuls. You could have escaped. You could have killed me. Why this? The human smiled. Because I'm not your enemy. The council wants me because I discovered something they don't want public. Evidence that they've been suppressing human exploration rights to keep us contained. I need allies, not corpses, and you, Tracker Prime Vexalia, are the best hunter in 7 sectors. Imagine what we could accomplish working together instead of against each other. Vexalia studied the human as she ate. This was their real weapon, she realized. Not their technology or their tenacity, but this incomprehensible ability to see potential allies in their hunters, to offer food instead of violence, to weaponize compassion itself. You are either brilliant or insane, she finally said. Can it be both? He grinned. That peculiar display of teeth that humans use to show pleasure rather than threat. So what do you say? Finish your dinner, hear my evidence, and then decide if you want to collect that bounty or help me expose the truth. Vexalia clicked her mandibles thoughtfully. She had come here to hunt a human. Instead, she had found something far more dangerous. A human who hunted hunters who turned predators into dinner guests. The galaxy, she suspected, was about to learn what humans truly excelled at. Not running from the chase, but changing the rules of the game entirely. This stew better be as good as you claim, she said, settling in more comfortably by the fire. The human's laugh echoed through the alien forest. Trust me, it's just the first course.